So this video is a little bit shorter, but there are a few pause symbols. So remember, if you see the pause symbol, pause, go take any notes you need to take. If not, go on to the rest of the presentation. So there's about, I think, 3 of them again. But today's objective, the student will be able to solve for a variable with multiplication and division. This will be done through a presentation and classroom activity. So right now you're doing the presentation. Tomorrow we're going to do the classroom activity. It's very similar to what we did yesterday. But instead of addition and subtraction, we're using multiplication and division. So we're going to go over some of that right now, but it's not too complicated. It starts getting complicated when you do the division because something where we're canceling, but we'll go over that, so hopefully you guys understand. But you guys are going to want to think opposites. So opposites, so we're going to go back to a little bit from the presentation we had the other day. We're thinking opposites. So remember we have this. Whenever you have a plus, you do a minus to the other side of the equal sign. So it's a plus on the left side of the equal sign. You're going to want to do a minus on the right. It's going to be similar again today. So we have the equal sign in the middle, but now we have a division sign. So if we have a division sign, we want to multiply. So it's opposite. So before it was opposite of addition to subtraction. Right now the opposite of multiplication is division. So with the first problem, 5x equals 35. You're kind of looking at this, well, what do I do? You're kind of staring. So you're staring because this is something you're probably not used to seeing. But even though you're not used to seeing it, 5x is the same as 5 times 5. So those mean the same thing. So 5x is the same as 5 times 5. So what we do with that is we treat it the same. So we still have to the same as the addition and subtraction. We want to get x by itself. So to get x by itself, we have to do something to x. So I just said a minute ago that's multiplication. So let's see, opposite of multiplication is going to be division. So we divide both sides by 5 because we want to, if it's multiplication on the right side, we want to do division the opposite on the left. So 35 divided by 5. So actually when we're dividing both sides, we'll find out those 5 cancel just like we did with addition and subtraction. So now we have 35 divided by 5. Well, I can't do that, Mr. Beuthin. Well, let's do long division then. 5 divided by 35. 5 goes into 35, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So 7 minus 35, remainder is 0. So that's our answer. In a second, you're going to see when it pops up that the answer to this is x equals 0 because 35 divided by 5 is 0. Let's see what's next, and hopefully you guys don't hear that. I hear beeping on my computer. Hopefully it doesn't go into your video. If it does, sorry. Remember, check your work, you guys. So to check our work, we're going to do it the exact same way to check our work. So let's wait for it to come up. So x equals 7 is our answer. 5x equals 35 is the question. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing as we did last time. We're going to put that 7 in for that x. So when we put the 7 in for the x, it's going to be 5 times 7 equals 35. So let's see, 5 times 7 does equal 35. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Yep, there you go. 35 equals 35. So we can put a little check mark next to it. Remember, this is something that you're going to have to do, especially in high-level math classes. They need to see this, or some teachers will say no credit unless you check your work. So I checked my work. I'm good to go. So we're actually going to show you the next part. We showed you multiplication. Now we're going to show you division. Division is where it gets kind of freaky because there's lots of different ways to do it. It's all the same thing, but it may look different. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways. And whatever way is more comfortable works for you, or you can just see it. So again, I don't know if you're hearing that beeping, but I'm hearing beeping. But pause, take any notes you need to, go back. So x divided by 3 equals 4. So if x divided by 3 equals 4, what we're going to have to do then is we're going to do the same thing. So remember, x divided by 3 is the same as x over 3. So this is why people get confused again. But we're going to go over kind of both ways to do it. But we know that right now, I'm waiting for it. X, we have to get x alone because, again, we want to get that alone on one side. It's that lone kid wants to stay alone by himself. X doesn't like being around someone. So we have to go the opposite of a division, which is multiplication. So we multiply both sides by 3. This is where it gets kind of tricky. Division of 3 and multiplication of 3, they cancel. So all we have to do is worry about that right side, which is 4 times 3, which is 12. Some of you guys are like, whoa, that doesn't make any sense now, Mr. Beuthin. I'm totally confused. The other way is probably going to confuse you more, but we're going to work on it in class 2. You also might see it like this. Exact same problem, you're going to get the exact same answer as 12. And then people are going to be like, well, I'm still confused. Okay, so now we're multiplying it by 3 over 1. Well, you said 3, Mr. Beuthin. We're multiplying by 3. Yeah, we're doing the opposite of division, which is multiplication, which is a multiplication of 3. And in a second, you're going to find out that 3 over 1 is the same as 3. So when you do this, what happens is, because 3 over 1 is the same as 3, when you have that 3 over 1 times x over 3, it's going to cross-cancel in a second. But first, we got to put that 3 over 1 by both sides. So that 3 over 1 on the left side times the x over 3, those 3's are going to cancel. So if you multiply those together, you're actually going to get x over 1, which is just x, equal to 4 times 3. And this kind of goes down the line right over there. I said x over 1 equals to x, which equals 12 over 1, which we can get rid of both over 1 because we know anything over 1 is that's the number on top, so it's going to be. So x is going to equal 12. You can use either the way. Both of the way, you're actually showing your work, so you understand that you got the right answer. So whatever way works for you. And we're going to show you checking your answer. Both way, we got 12, so it's whatever easier for you guys. But let's go check our work right now. So when we're checking our work, we have x equals 12. So again, we have x equals 12. We put that in for the x, so it's now going to read in a second as 12 over 3 equals 4. Well, let's find out. 12 over 3, so let's see, 3 goes into 12, 3, 6, 9, 12. So 4 times. So then 4 does equal to 4, so therefore we are right, and we have checked our work. We're good to go. We only have 2 more hard lessons like this, and then we're done with the hard ones for this semester, you guys. But if you need to pause and go back to take any notes on division, please pause, go back, and take whatever notes you need to on division. So I'm going to wait for it to catch up with me because I'm kind of speaking fast in my presentation today. But what happens if we have a negative sign? Treat everything exactly the same, but you're just going to want to get rid of that negative sign too. So in a situation like this, we have the negatives, and I just went and did the whole next step for you. Instead of just dividing by 2, we divide by negative 2. So the negative 2's cancel, and we have x left over. And 14 divided by a negative 2 equals negative 7, because remember, a negative divided by a positive is a negative. So now that we have that negative answer, we can still do everything exactly the same, and we can check it the same. So if we're going to check it, we're going to go and put that negative 7 in for the x. So negative 2 times negative 7 equals 14, because a negative times a negative equals a positive. So 14 does equal 14, so we've checked our work. So there's step-by-step how to do the problem and to check it, because in a minute you guys are going to have to do some on your own. So here's the last pause symbol for the check for understanding. So if you need to see any of those, please go back and check. Again, this is not easy. This is why we're going to practice them again in class tomorrow, because there is a little bit of work for this. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 problems. Take a few minutes. I'm going to stop talking. Do all 8 problems. If you get them wrong, ask me in class tomorrow. I can help you guys do it. Or if you get them right, awesome. Or you can go back and use some more to see what you did wrong. So do these problems. I'll start talking again in a minute. So here's your guys' work. So hopefully you guys got these all right. A lot of you guys are going to get it wrong because the negative sign, or if you got them wrong, it's most likely going to be because the negative sign. So I'm not saying a lot of you guys got them wrong, because most of you guys hopefully got them right. But that negative sign, I know that people still struggle with it. That's why we're going to go over it in class. We did it yesterday. We'll do it for the next few days or so. But to recap, this is similar to addition, what we did yesterday. It's just opposite. So we're shooting as opposite functions. So if you have an addition problem, you're going to do a subtraction problem. If you have a division problem, you do multiplication. If you have subtraction, you do addition. You have division, multiplication, you do division. It's just opposite. Remember, if we want to get rid of the left side, we have to do opposite what it is on the right side. So that's what you guys are going to do. That's just the recap. We're just treating as opposites. Opposite of what is what. So that's what we're doing. And next, we'll go over the objective. The recap was kind of long today. I don't think I needed the full 40 seconds for a recap. Waiting for it to catch up. The objective, the student will be able to solve for a variable. This will be done through solve for a variable with multiplication division. This will be done through a presentation and activity. So hope you guys did pretty good. See you guys tomorrow in class.